One of the biggest changes that I missed in my initial 16E announcement video that kind of drove me nuts is that with all of these updates to the OLED display, to Face ID, and the squared edge design and USB-C, all of these things to make the 16E more up-to-date, and yet it didn't get MagSafe support, something we've had on the flagship level iPhone lineup since 2020. Back in the iPhone 12 days, we had MagSafe on the back, and flash forward to 2025, and Apple decides, you know what, MagSafe, does that need to be standard? A feature that I consider to be one of the best perks, one of the best ideas in iPhone history is that you don't have to buy third-party accessories. You could just slap your iPhone on the back of a mount, or slap a wallet, slap a battery pack, slap a gimbal, whatever you want on the back of the iPhone, and it just works in that classic Apple fashion. Well, I'm starting to worry, I guess, that one of my favorite iPhone features is the next 3D Touch. Let's begin. So of course when I say 3D Touch, I'm referring to a really good idea that a lot of people fall in love with that Apple just starts to realize, you know, not enough people are utilizing or appreciating this, so let's just get rid of it. I hate that this still happens. I hate that Apple introduces features and tries to get us excited for them, and occasionally it works, especially with features like the Touch Bar or MagSafe, which I think is a bit more universally liked than the Touch Bar, but I still miss both. But then a few generations go by, Apple does their market research and is like, yeah, just not enough people are utilizing this. Let's just scrap it because it'll save us some money or allow us to boost the battery life. And I think there's actually a decent chance that the 16E is a sign of what's to come. Now, we could give it the excuse of this is Apple trying to make it more budget friendly. Like, well, Apple's trying to save money and cut costs everywhere they can because this iPhone did kind of go all out with the chip on the inside. $600 iPhone with an A18 chip, 8 gigs of memory. Yeah, that's quite a bit. And then also rocking in 6.1-inch OLED display with Face ID and their first in-house design modem. Yeah, there's a lot of new tech going into this relatively affordable iPhone. I hate calling a $600 phone affordable, but emphasis on the relatively part because it is technically $200 cheaper than the other iPhone 16 in the lineup. So you could argue that, well, okay, we need to cut costs somewhere, so it doesn't have the dynamic island and it doesn't have a dual camera, and you know, we decided to take out those little magnets on the inside. Not that they're very expensive in the first place, but the reason Apple kept it somewhat quiet and didn't highlight that, you know, if you're willing to spend a little bit more on the 16 and 16 Plus, then you get a MagSafe ring built in. I think the marketing angle they chose to go with, where they just didn't even acknowledge it and we had to look it up ourselves in the compare iPhone page, is an indication that Apple is probably looking at the audience reactions from the 16E, and they probably knew they were going to tick off a bunch of people at first when they got rid of it, but a lot of you 16E defenders out there, you know who you are. A lot of you that are just like, well, you know, most people are using a case these days, right? And if you have a case, that's latching onto the side of the iPhone anyway, and those cases can easily support, you know, a little magnetic ring in the back. It's no big deal. And then you can slap your wallets and your battery packs and your gimbals on that externally mounted case. That helps align the MagSafe puck right, and then the Qi charging will continue to work inductively. Ugh, you're using my Apple defense lawyer tactics against me. You know, 2018 and 2017, Drew, probably would have agreed with you like, oh, quick, how do I spin this? How do I turn this into a positive and make people understand that it's okay that their $600 iPhone is missing features and you can justify it by buying a $50 case on top of that. We don't need product red iPhone colors anymore. No, just buy more accessories. That's where all of the margins for this product are. It's probably the same story as the iPad 10. Doesn't make any money on the tablet, but then they convince you to buy a $200 keyboard case and a $130 pencil. That's where they really make their money. Good on you, Apple, acting like PepsiCo, turning into the sales and marketing empire. But I hate the fact that so many people are becoming okay with this because it's probably all informing Apple that, oh, yeah, you know what? I guess we don't have to include MagSafe, because now that we've gotten everybody in the last 5 years who's bought a new iPhone to upgrade and maybe taken advantage of some of those MagSafe accessories, whether it be a charging stand, whether it be a battery pack or a Find My wallet, now all of these accessories you've come to love with your iPhone 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. In order to keep using these MagSafe accessories, well, I guess you'll just have to make sure you buy a brand new case with your new iPhone. Obviously, the case manufacturers aren't going to complain. They're going to be like, oh, well, you can add MagSafe back for the low price of $39.99. And I feel like this trend is just going to continue. And I hate the fact that the data is stacked against me. Like, I liked the idea that the iPhone just magnetically stuck to things right out the box and you didn't have to buy a little magnet accessory to adhere to the glass on the back or buy a specific case to unlock that magnetic support. But Apple's now realizing we could probably save some money on the entire iPhone 17, or maybe they push it off till the iPhone 18 lineup. And with those magnets gone, maybe we boost the battery life a little bit. Or, the more likely scenario, they decide to slim down on the chassis even more so they can brag about how much thinner and lighter it is than previous generation iPhones. And, oh, MagSafe is still there. No, you can keep using all of your favorite MagSafe accessories. It's just, you gotta make sure you buy a brand new case in order for it to keep working. And yeah, the data does show that most people out there do use a case in the first place. So I guess I'm complaining for more personal reasons and not so much for the general consumer, because pretty much everybody I know out there uses some kind of case. So they will likely just force everybody to move the magnetic ring to the outside of the iPhone. But still, I'm just getting Touch Bar and 3D Touch vibes all over again. For those of us out there who liked using the iPhone caseless and appreciated that those magnetic rings weren't a third-party accessory, it was just blended into the background. You couldn't even see the ring on the back. You just took it out of the box and you could slap it on whatever MagSafe accessory you wanted. And I get that that's a techie thing, but now Apple's realizing they can save some space on the inside and save some money, and they're just going to fall back to what the general consumer cares about, and that most likely means, yep, MagSafe is probably going away, and I don't think this is just stopping with the 16E. At this point, because we didn't see that coming and there were no rumors about it, I'm actually convinced there's a pretty decent chance that the iPhone 17 line will also scrap MagSafe. That's probably how they're able to get the 17 Air as thin as they did, was simply because they had to take out more and more components. So now it's just like screen, battery, and then all the silicon and logic board and everything is stored in that big camera bar at the top. Ugh, I guess the future means everyone is getting a case. Thanks, Apple, for putting all that work into ceramic shield. Let's make the glass as durable as we possibly can. And then you're gonna cover it up with some plastic anyway, because you need those magnets now on the back. What do you guys think? Do you believe Apple's gonna keep around the MagSafe rings for the higher end iPhones and this is just for the 16E? Or do you agree with me that there's a good chance they're just gonna scrap it from being right in the iPhones themselves? Feel free to let me know your depressing predictions in the comments below. And thank you to everybody supporting this channel directly. Seriously, helps us out a ton, as does just watching these videos. So thanks again. This is your Apple Shape here, and I will see you all in the next one.